Okay, so good evening, everybody. We can start now. Let's make it. Okay. So actually, this evening we are continuing the three dhammatalk that follow because of the Visakha Puja. Visakha Puja, it's a special day that the Buddha is the birthday of the Buddha. We already make lecture about this 1 week before. The last week it was the full moon of May, so it's come to be like the 6 months according to the lunar, which is the months we call Visakha, and this is the also beside the birth there is also the Buddha get enlightened. And also about this last week I talked about this one about the enlightened. And another things that happen in the Visakha Puja, it's the passing away of the Buddha or the final enlightenment of the Buddha. We call it PART1. PART1, okay? We call it, there is one sutta which is very, very important talking about this. This is called Maha-parinibbana Sutta. This is in the long discourse, number 16. And there it's describing about 4 months before the Buddha passed away, and a little bit sometimes after the Buddha passed away. What happened? It's long sutta. We are going to make our talk today according to this sutta. We are going to use this sutta to show what happened before the Buddha passed away, and a little bit after this. After he passed away, what they did with his body and how they cremate and all these things. Everything is in details, very, very big, many details inside this sutta. So I will present this occasion, the third occasion, the passing away of the Buddha, according to the sutta. I just want to mention about this, that what the meaning of Maha-parinibbana Sutta. Maha, it's a great, it's a big, okay? It means the big discourse. This is what it means. The big discourse. This is the Ananda tell the story to the monks. He explained to the monks what happened during this period of time, the last 4 months of the Buddha dying. Pari, it's the meaning of the word pari, it's all around, or let's say all together, or completely, or final, or ending. And nirvana, it's like turning off, blowing off. In this case, we talk about blowing off of the ignorance, of the greed, anger, delusion. But you have two, according to Buddhism, there is 2 kinds of parinirvana. People can go to, you have kilesa parinirvana, which is the moment that the Buddha gets enlightened, or arahant, enlightened person getting enlightened. In this moment, actually, what happened, he cut totally from the mind all the greed, anger, delusion, all the kilesa, all the hindrances. So this happened to the Buddha himself when he was in the age of 35. But in this moment, he continued living. He was continued living for 45 years, actually. He was teaching 45 years. So it means that when he reached 35 years old, he used the vipassana, and in the night last week I talked about this, he actually cut totally, blew off totally, turned away totally from his mind all the greed, anger, delusion, all the kilesa. And that's what we call kilesa parinirvana. It's been violent nirodha, it's been turning off like a blue. When you turn off the candles, this means nirodha. Nir, it's come from Sanskrit, nir or Pali, ni. So it's mean turning off, blowing off. It's mean blowing off, cleaning away totally the kilesa, the hindrances. But in the case that the enlightened person passing away, this is we call kanda parinirvana. What does mean kanda? Kanda, it's mean all the process of the mental and physical element, which is 5 things. It's the body, it's feeling, okay, it's the memory of perceptions, this is the sankhara, volition in the mind, and the consciousness. So, enlightened person, in the moment that he died, there is totally cutting away, and he's not reborn anymore. The Buddha said, Nati jati punabhaoti. I don't have any jati birth Punabhavati is continuing. It means after I die, there is no any continuation. Okay, this is mean Nirodha. It's ceasing total. The process of this, what we call human being, body and mind, ceasing totally, stopping totally. And this is all this process of the physical and mental, they stop, they nirod, they, okay, that's why we call it kanda. Kanda is in the aggregate, okay, this combination of the element inside physical and mental, they cease. So this means kanda parinibbana. And this is what actually happened to the person when he get enlightened. And he passed away, the enlightened person passed away. It's not all happen only to the Buddha, any enlightened person. So you have parinibbana, you have two kinds. You have kilesa parinibbana, and then the human being is continued. You see, the Buddha was living, was teaching, he was whatever, and then you have kanda, this is final, it will not reincarnate anymore. Okay? So this is, so if we talk about the Maha-parinibbana Sutta, it means they're talking about the moment that he passed away. Good. Now, I want to show you the map. I will make sure. Okay, this one. Okay. Now, the sutta that I told you, this is called Maha-parinibbana Sutta from the Digha Nikaya, from the long discourse. It's actually starting from the moment that the Buddha was here. This is a Rajgir. Here, Rajgir, this is the king Bimbisara, at that time he was, but when the Buddha he passed away, already his son killed the father. His name was Ajatasattu. The king Ajatasattu took the kingdom of Magda. He was the king, the ruler of all this. Okay, so the Maha-parinibbana Sutta that soon I'm going to open it, and I will ask Sima to help us with the reading, and I will explain what happened there. All this period of time, for the Buddha walking here, he give advice to the king, he give advice to the monk. He's walking this direction. You see the arrow. This is I found in one website. Very good maps about how, in this case, what the Buddha happened to him, what he have done, which step he walked all the way. So what we are going to start is when Buddha was in Vasali. This is our story relevant is here. It's about 3 months before Buddha passing away. The Buddha is here, he coming to Vasali, he coming to one village nearby Vasali. We start our story from here, okay? And then after this, during our story, the Buddha will make all these steps, go like this, like this, like that, till he come to Puva. So Pava, it's very, very important place. I will tell you what happened. Here, actually, the Buddha eats the things which make him dying. And then he complete from Pava to Kusinagar. This is only, actually here, there is only 8 kilometers. Okay, there's only 8 kilometers. This is about 100, I tell you, this is 187 kilometers. So most of our story is 1 hour, 187 kilometers. This one, and this is the final, when the Buddha actually was already sick. Here he eats the food. But we will talk about this when you will see it according to how Ananda is telling all the story. So like I said, we are going to start our story here. Just to let you one thing, to see here in this is the place that the Buddha crossed according to the story. It's a different kind of cities. This is the name of the city or villages that the Buddha going when he was stepping from here to Puva. This 187 kilometers is meeting different, he go different places and he's teaching there. He was healthy, this moment he was healthy. So our story is starting about three months before Buddha passing away in this area. Okay, so now I will stop sharing this one. I will open the sutta and then we will start to read what actually happened in this time. So, okay. Yeah. So just to show you, this is a very, very long story, sutta I show you, but just to show you, this is Digha Nikaya 16, okay? It means Digha Nikaya, Digha it means long. in Pali, it means long. You have Diga, you have Machima, and you have Anguta, I think. No, Kudaka. Kudaka, it's small, okay? So this is, we are talking now about Diga, which is the long discourses. And the name of the sutta is Maha-parinibbana Sutta. Yeah, they translate it like a last day of the Buddha, but actually this is just explanation like of the Buddha. Parinibbana, it's a final nirvana, something like this, the great discourse on the final nirvana. But we are not, like I told you, this sutta is very long. It's starting already in Rajgir, and it's talking about how the Buddha gave advice to the king, which is not relevant to our occasion, about the dying of the Buddha. If you want, you can read it by yourself. I mark the things which is relevant to us with the red color. So, because anyway, it will be long. And what we will do, because I assume that we will not be able to complete all our story today. So I take either 1 hour, either the occasion that the Buddha is going and laying down on fire and dying, okay? So we will start from this occasion. Now the Buddha nearby Vasali, okay? Buddha reached to nearby Vasali, and then Sima, can you start to read for us this?
Yes. The Blessed One's deadly sickness. At that time, the Blessed One spoke to the bhikkhus, saying, "Go now, the bhikkhus, and seek shelter anywhere in the neighborhood of Vesali, where you are welcome, among acquaintances and friends, and there spend the rainy season. As for me, I shall spend the rainy season in this very place, in the village of Baluva."
Okay, sorry, 1 moment. I just explained during the time that Shima is reading, I will explain. I told you that after the Buddha is going up on the Ganges and crossing the Ganges and coming to the nearby Vasali, and he decided, I go to stay in Baluva, in the one village, okay? And you will go and look, this is big city, Vasali, it's big city. Go and look for there where to spend the rainy season for you. Okay, actually this is the last rainy season for the Buddha himself. Okay, why I'm choosing this occasion to beginning? Because you see here, actually the Buddha became sick. And I want to show you that Buddha has some powers in himself as a strong personality that he can overcome sickness. But in our last end sickness, he will not use it anymore. That's why I wanted to show it, to start with this beginning, to show you that actually if the Buddha wanted later on in the next sickness, he could bear also this one. But he chose that time not to do it. But now this is example how power the Buddha have to overcome sickness. Please.
"So be it, O Lord," the bhikkhu said. But when the Blessed One had entered upon the rainy season, there arose in him a severe illness, and sharp and deadly pains came up upon him. And the Blessed One endured them mindfully, clearly comprehending and unperturbed. Then it occurred to the Blessed One, "It would not be fitting if I came to my final passing away without addressing those who attend on me, without taking leave of the community of bhikkhus. Then let me suppress this illness by strength of will, resolve to maintain the life process and live on."
You see how much important, according to Buddhism, the speech. Even if you need to do something, even to finish your life, you need to speak it out. Even Ajahn Ton, Ajahn Ton, before he passed away, he told to the monk nearby him, I finished my duty. The monk didn't understand what the Ajahn Ton means. But actually the Buddha, Ajahn Ton was eating. When he finished his food, he go to lay down. He announced it to the monk nearby him. He said, I finished my duty. He go lay down and shut down his heart. So you see the purity of the person in the Buddhism, the speech, very, very important. So the Buddha said, I cannot die because I didn't say to anyone, I have to take it out first, to speak it out, and then to do. Yeah, please.
And the Blessed One suppressed the illness by strength of will, resolved to maintain the life process, and lived on. So it came about that the Blessed One's illness was allayed. And the Blessed One recovered from that illness, and soon after his recovery, he came out from his dwelling place and sat down in the shade of the building on a seat prepared for him. Then the Venerable Ananda approached the Blessed One, respectfully greeted him, and sitting down at one side, he spoke to the Blessed One, saying, "Fortunate it is for me, O Lord, to see the Blessed One at ease again. Fortunate it is for me, O Lord, to see the Blessed One recovered. For truly, Lord, when I saw the Blessed One's sickness, it was as though my own body became weak as a creeper. Everything around became dim to me, and my senses failed me. Yet, Lord, I still had some little comfort in the thought that the Blessed One would not come to his final passing away until he had given some last instructions respecting the community of bhikkhus." Thus spoke the Venerable Ananda, but the Blessed One answered him, saying, "What more does the community of bhikkhus expect from me, Ananda? I have set forth the Dhamma without making any distinction of esoteric and exoteric doctrine. There is nothing, Ananda, with regards to the teachings that the Tathagata holds to the last with the closed first of a teacher who keeps some things back."
Sorry. Yeah. You see what the Buddha Ananda said to him, "Oh, I'm happy that you are staying." So the Buddha said actually to Ananda, "I already expend all my teaching. You already got for me all the Dharma. This was my mission actually from beginning, and actually the Sangha and the human people, they got very clear for me everything already. I didn't hide anything from you." Yeah, please.
Whosoever may think that it is he who should lead the community of bhikkhus, or that the community depends upon him, it is such a one that would have to give last instructions respecting them. But Ananda, the Tathagata, has no such idea as that it is he who should lead the community of bhikkhus, or that...
Okay, just Tathagata, it's the one that goes till dust. Okay, this is how the Buddha say himself. The one that reached it here or reached it dust. Okay, something like either the one that he get enlightened. Okay, or the one that he cross over the suffering. So the Buddha used it to call to himself. And then the Buddha said that something like, "I don't need to give you anyone, nobody, I'm not something like controlling, I'm not a monk or teacher to control the Sangha. The Sangha is not controlled by the Buddha. Actually, the Buddha come only to give the Dharma. He's not coming to be the teacher to the Dharma, to the Sangha. He just come to transfer the Dharma. So whenever the Dharma transfer to the Sangha don't need leader." Okay, this is actually what he said to him here. Please.
Or that the community depends upon him. So what instruction should he have to give respecting the community of bhikkhus? Now I am frail, Ananda, old-aged, far gone in years. This is my 80th year, and my life is spent. Even as an old cart, Ananda is held together with much difficulty. So the body of the Tathagata is kept going only with support. It is, Ananda, only when the Tathagata, disregarding external objects with the cessation of certain feelings, attains to and abides in the signless concentration of mind, that his body is more comfortable.
Okay, I just explain it. The Buddha said to Ananda, "My body is very, very hard. I'm carrying the body. You think even you, if someone will give you, suppose you are okay, you are going to help to friends, you are very friendly, happy, And then suddenly you need to carry very, very strong wagon. You will be exhausted. Physically, you will be exhausted. So also an enlightened person, when he carry the body, it's something like it's physically of exhaustion. The heart beat fast, the blood is going very, okay, the body, the skin is very weak. The muscles is very weak, but his mind is not suffering. But in this case, the body is very difficult to carry himself, let's say like this. So the Buddha described it to Ananda in this way, okay? But the Buddha said that only when I'm sitting and I'm getting the blackout, we call it Arahanta Pala Sampati. It means Arahanta Pala Sampati. It means the moment that enlightened person sitting and his mind, something like touching nirvana as an object. This is the only time when the Buddha is more comfort, because it's something like the mind is totally shut down, okay, for nirvana. And the Buddha explained to Ananda, even I'm a Buddha, but someday I'm carrying my body. For what now? Anyway, I give you already the teaching, everything. Yeah, please.
Therefore, Ananda, be islands unto yourselves, refugees unto yourselves.
Sorry, this is in Pali they say atadipa viharata. It means be island for yourself. It means you are dependent on yourself and don't something like develop yourself into enlightened. Okay, please.
Seeking no external refuge, with the Dhamma as your island, the Dhamma as your refuge, seeking no other refuge. And how, Ananda, is it?
Sorry. You see what the Buddha said to Ananda? You have the Vinaya, the precept, and you have the Dharma. They will be your leader. You don't need leader. You don't need any teacher, any someone that's leading the Sangha, something like the main teacher like me that to replace me. You use the Dharma and the Vinaya and the precept. They will be your teacher. Okay? That's why I say be island for yourself. Yeah.
And how, Ananda, is a bhikkhu an island unto himself, a refuge unto himself, seeking no external refuge? With the Dhamma as his island, the Dhamma as his refuge, seeking no other refuge. When he dwells contemplating the body in the body, earnestly, clearly, comprehending and mindfully, after having overcome desire and sorrow in regard to the world, when he dwells contemplating feelings in feelings, the mind in the mind, and mental objects in mental objects, earnestly, clearly, comprehending and mindfully, after having overcome desire and sorrow in regard to the world, then truly he is an island unto himself, a refuge unto himself, seeking no external refuge, having the Dhamma as his island, the Dhamma as his refuge, seeking no other refuge.
One moment. What the Buddha actually telling? You know what is the refuge for you? Four foundation of mindfulness: body, feeling, mind, and mind object. You should be mindful about body, feeling, mind, object. Okay? This is the vipassana. Use the vipassana. The vipassana will be your island. This is how you can save yourself from the dukkha, from suffering in the world. Okay.
Those bhikkhus of mine, Ananda, who now or after I'm gone, abide as an island unto themselves, as a refuge unto themselves, seeking no other refuge, having the Dhamma as their island and refuge, seeking no other refuge, it is they who will become the highest, if they have the desire to learn.
You see what I mean, highest? It means they will be enlightened. They will be Ariya. Okay, the Buddha used the word highest, something like they will be out of the suffering. Yeah.
Part 3. Relinquishing the will to live. The Blessed One's prompting. Then the Blessed One, getting ready in the forenoon, took bowl and robe, and went into Vesali for alms. After the alms round and meal, on his return, he spoke to the Venerable Ananda, saying, "Take up a mat, Ananda, and let us spend the day at the Kapala shrine." "So be it, Lord." And the Venerable Ananda took up a mat and followed behind the Blessed One step by step. And the Blessed One went to the Kapala shrine and sat down on the seat prepared for him. And when the Venerable Ananda had seated himself at one side, after he had respectfully saluted the Blessed One, the Lord said to him, "Pleasant, Ananda, is Vesali. Pleasant are the shrines of Udena, Gotamaka, Satambaka, Bahuputa, Sarananda, and Kapala." And the Blessed One said, "Whosoever, Ananda, has developed, practiced, employed, strengthened, maintained, scrutinized, and brought to perfection the four constituents of physic power could, if he so desired, remain throughout the world period or until the end of it."
Okay, I will explain you. Okay, you see what the Buddha is doing now. The Buddha is acting with loving kindness, with compassion. He's not acting for himself. He's acting when people asking him, when someone asking him. For example, one thing that he have done after he get enlightened, when he was 35 years old, sitting under the tree, get enlightened, he cannot just go on the streets to tell people, "Come on, I teach you, okay? We are not a preacher or something like coming to the people and converting them and pushing them. But if people asking, if someone asking, we do it, okay? Out of compassion. So when Buddha get enlightened first time, he just go and say, "Okay, I will go and I teach." What happened? He give the hint to the Brahma Sampati that I'm not going to teach if nobody will ask for me. So in this moment, Brahma Sampati understood it. And then he come and he asked the Buddha, "Please come to teach." Yeah, there is most of the people have a lot of dust. Some of them will have little dust. Please come and teach for him. So what the Buddha said, he give hint to the Brahma Sampati, "Ask me to teach. Invite me to teach, I will do it. I will not do it voluntarily, because this is something like ambitious people. They go and they do, even they don't get permission, nobody wants them anything. They come, they push themselves to others. So this is not in the Buddhism way. We are not missionaries. But if people are asking, we are, for example, when we do the course, so we do opening ceremony in the very beginning. So the people coming and asking the teaching. So we give them the teaching. We don't push them to practice, okay? So in this case, what the Buddha is doing, he give hint to Ananda, "Okay, I'm old person, okay? I'm going to die. But if anyone develop four elements inside themselves, four characteristics inside themselves, he can push longer." I give you an example. Suppose someone running marathon, okay? And he know this important to give this wonderful, I don't know, award to the country. If he develop inside himself four elements, he will complete it even if he have to die, okay? And this is what is these four elements. They don't mention here. We just say about the four, they call it Idipada, okay? Four Idipada. In Pali they call it. It's the first they call chanda. Chanda, it's like a wanting. It means I have reason to do something. I use the wanting to do it. But this is not wanting with the greed. This is coming with the wisdom. It's coming with concentration. It's coming with determination. Okay? So this motivate. So this one thing, it's called chanda. It's something like good greed or good wanting in the mind. The second is virya. Virya, it's with effort, energy. Okay? So if the Buddha says, if I develop energy inside me, I can push myself more. And what the Buddha say here, that, okay, I'm living 80 years. If I use these four elements, I will be able to live even 100 years. It means I can push this wagon that I told you is very, very hard. I can push it even longer. So the first is chanta, the second is virya. This is the wanting, okay? The second is effort, and the third is jita, okay? Jita, it means focus on the object. Okay, the person running, you say, okay, this is my target. I will go into it. Okay, then I give you the example of marathon. So focus on the object or your target. You want to study, you do everything. I will study, I will finish my doctorate or whatever. And then the fourth one is vibhangsa. Vibhangsa, it means investigation. I will do this, I will go from this, I push like this, I will push like this. So if you develop, if any person will develop this 4 elements, it's called 4 elements to success. He can complete any mission that you want, even if he kill himself for this, but he will complete it. And what the Buddha said to Ananda, that he told them, oh, this place is very beautiful, this place is very beautiful, this is very nice, very comfortable. If anyone develop this 4 iddhipada, this 4 great to success, he can live longer time. If I supposed to die 80, I can die 100. It means I can give you another 20 years of life, of my life, even if for you I will do it. I will not do it for me. I will not stay for me. Okay, if I give you the example of Ajahn Ton, many times we did the ceremony, we asked Ajahn Ton, please stay for us, please stay for us. Okay, so what Ajahn Ton actually give the hint to the monk nearby him after the food. Yeah, I finished my meditation, but if the monk would use this moment, but the monk didn't understand, later he report that this is what Ajahn said. But if he would say, oh, please, Ajahn, don't go, whatever, maybe Ajahn will stay, okay, in this moment. But anyway, in this case, it's the same way that the Buddha gave the hint to Ananda, please ask me. But you see that Ananda didn't understand the message. Please, you continue.
The Tathagata Ananda has done so. Therefore, the Tathagata could, if he so desired, remain throughout a world period or until the end of it. But the Venerable Ananda was unable to grasp the plain suggestion, the significant prompting given by the Blessed One, as though his mind was influenced by Mara. He did not beseech the Blessed One. May the Blessed One remain, O Lord. May the Happy One remain, O Lord, throughout the world period for the welfare and happiness of the multitude, out of compassion for the world, for the benefit, well-being, and happiness of gods and men.
You see, for example, if the Buddha, you don't need this hint, okay? You just stay, and then you push, okay, I have compassion. Well, maybe it's greed. You want to live longer? Why you don't let go your life? Okay? But so in this case, someone had to ask the Buddha, stay with us, stay with us. But Ananda didn't understand the message that Buddha gave him. Yeah.
And when for a second and a third time the Blessed One repeated his word, the Venerable Ananda remained silent.
But so one moment, you see why it's mentioned about the second time and the third time, because the Buddha had the idea, the way of behave, that if suppose now Ananda would ask him, he say, no need, no need. Okay, the Buddha say, don't, please, no need. But if the second time Ananda will say, again, the Buddha refuse, okay? And if the third time, the Buddha will not refuse. He say, okay, I will do it. Something like, if you push me, I will stay for you. Okay, that's why they mentioned 3 times. Because normally people, they ask the Buddha maybe 1 time and say no. Maybe second time, no. Maybe third time, okay. You won't, if you push so much, I will stay for you. But still, Ananda, even third time, he don't understand. So, please continue.
Then the Blessed One said to the Venerable Ananda, go now, Ananda, and do as seem fit to you. Even so, O Lord. And the Venerable Ananda, rising from his seat, respectfully saluted the Blessed One, and keeping his right side towards him, took his seat under a tree some distance away.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, so good. I thought you have you follow your read because of this. Okay, please, you continue.
Mara's appeal. And when the venerable Ananda had gone away, Mara, the evil one, approached the Blessed One, and standing at one side, he spoke to the Blessed One, saying, "Now, O Lord, let the Blessed One come to his final passing away. Let the happy one utterly pass away. The time has come for the parinibbana of the Lord."
Okay, sorry, one moment. You see actually what happened. This mala, there is different kind of mala. One kind of mala is our own kilesa. This is ignorance, greed, anger, delusion in the mind. They call it mala. There is another kind of mala. This is dying, also called mala. But one kind of mala is also some kind of angels. Okay, normally it's good, but we have an idea, the mala, that he wants to block us as a sentient beings to go to nirvana. He wants us to stay in the samsara. So in this case, this kind of, we call it Devaputa Mara, it means the son of Deva, angels, which is Mara. This is the Mara that coming now to the Buddha and speaking to the Mara and try to convince the Buddha, to say to the Buddha, to go to nirvana, because he get advantage on this that Ananda didn't ask. Human being didn't ask the Buddha to stay. So he said, now I catch it. Okay, I will take it. Yeah.
For the Blessed One, O Lord, spoke these words to me: "I shall not come to my final passing away, evil one, until my bhikkhus and bhikkhunis, laymen and laywomen, have come to be true disciples, wise, well, disciplined, apt and learned, preserved from the Dhamma, living according to the Dhamma, abiding by the appropriate conduct, and having learned the Master's word, are able to expound it, preach it, proclaim it, establish it, reveal it, explain it in detail, and make it clear, until when adverse opinions arise, they shall be able to refute them thoroughly and well, and to preach his convincing and liberating Dhamma."
One moment. You see, actually, what happened is that here the Mara is talking to the Buddha. He said that in the past, I asked you, you say that you will not go to nirvana, final nirvana, and you promise that only after you have, we call it four assembly, four kind of people which will practice meditation, understand about meditation, they know the vipassana, they know how to practice. What is this four assembly, four kind of people? It's the monk, men monks, bhikkhu, we call it, okay? Monks, men, which is practicing meditation. The second, or develop and know to teach and know the second is bhikkhuni. It's a woman. You see many times, sometimes people, they say that, oh, the Buddha was against bhikkhuni. But actually, when the Buddha, he already get enlightened immediately, he knew that bhikkhuni would be. Much before that bhikkhuni come to ask him to stay, the woman come and ask him, can I be bhikkhuni? And Buddha refused. But that time also he refused 3 times. The third time he agreed. Okay, he have reason for this. He said that Buddhism, when the woman will come to the order, the Buddhism will be shorter. So he had compassion to the people which would not be able to practice because of this, because the tension between men and women. But anyway, so the Buddha, he said to Mara that he will not go to final nirvana before he said, when either for these four assemblies, the men monk, woman monk, lay people which understand the Dharma, walk in the Dharma, practicing the Dharma, and lay women, okay? So all these four kind of people. And now the Amara said, you complete it. What do you want more? You said you are going to develop these four kind of people. And you did it. So what you grab more? What is your greedy more to stay? This is what actually Mara said to the Buddha. Yeah.
And now, O Lord, bhikkhus and bhikkhunis, laymen and laywomen, have become the Blessed One's disciples in just this way. So, O Lord, let the Blessed One come forth to his final passing away. The time has come for the Parinibbana of the Lord.
What is doing Mara, he take advantage of this, that Ananda didn't ask the Buddha to stay, and he asked the Buddha to stop, to go. So when actually the Buddha is stopping because Mara asked him, you must obey to this. Yeah.
For the Blessed One, O Lord, spoke these words to me. I shall not come to my final passing away, evil one, until this holy life thought by me has become successful, prosperous, far renowned, popular, and widespread, until it is well proclaimed among gods and men. And this too has come to pass in just this way. So, O Lord, let the Blessed One come to his final passing away. Let the happy one utterly pass away. The time has come for the Parinibbana of the Lord.
You see how beautiful Mara is talking to the Buddha. He's very polite, very nice, very respectful, but he's tricky. Yeah.
The Blessed One relinquishes his will to live. When this was said, the Blessed One spoke to Mara, the evil one, saying, do not trouble yourself, evil one. Before long, the Parinibbana of the Tathagata will come about. 3 months hence, the Tathagata will utterly pass away.
Okay, one moment. You know which day it was? Do you remember before I talked to you about Maha-parinibbana? Maha-parinibbana is the 3rd month when the Buddha teach 1,250 enlightened monks to come and gather together. This is Maha-parinibbana. And actually, this meeting now we are talking about with Mara, it's exactly on the same day. It's on the full moon of the month. It's normally it's between February to March because we are talking about the lunar. We talk about the moon time, and in the time of the Buddha, this was the 3rd month of in the year. So this is we call Magha, and like I told you, this is the same day that the Buddha was saying Sapapapasa Karanam Kusala Upasampatam Sati. This is don't do evil, cultivate good, purify your mind, and purify your mind. This is the teaching of the Buddha. This was about 35 years ago, before this occasion, but actually it was in the same day in the year, okay, of Maha-parinibbana. Now the Buddha say, okay, another 3 months I finish. So actually these 3 months starting from now, okay? Because the Buddha speak it out. He say another 3 months. So from now, this is the moment. It's the full moon of the February, March. Normally it's Maha-parinibbana. So the next, after 3 months, it will be the 6th month. This is the Visakha. Visakha, it's just now. In our time, it was my time of Buddha. It's the 6th month of the year. Okay? So it's 3 months which pass it. Yeah, please.
In the Kapala shrine, the Blessed One, thus mindfully and clearly comprehending, renounced his will to live on. And upon the Lord's renouncing his will to live on, there came a tremendous earthquake, dreadful and astonishing, and thunder rolled across the heavens. And the Blessed One beheld it with understanding and made it solemn utterance. What causes life, unbounded or confined? His process of becoming, this the sage renounces. With inward calm and joy he breaks, as though a coat of mail, his own life's cause. Then it came to the mind of the Venerable Ananda. Marvelous it is indeed, and most wonderful. The earth shakes mightily, tremendously. Dreadful and astonishing it is, how the thunders roll across the heavens. What could be the reason, what the cause, that so mighty an earthquake should arise?
Oh, sorry. You see here, I mark it already in black back because this is how the Buddha explained to Ananda what Ananda asking the Buddha, what is the reason that it was earthquake, okay? And the Buddha answer about 8 reasons why there is earthquake. One of them, it's when the Tathagata, the Buddha, he let go his life. Another one is when the Buddha, the birth of the Buddha, when the Buddha getting enlightened. So there is different. One of them it's nature, okay? But I don't want to read because it will take a long time. So if you want, you can, and it's not so much relevant to our talk about the passing away of the Buddha. It's why there is here also the Buddha is say about different assemblies, different meetings that he was there, explaining here about talking about the 8 kind of power of concentrations that he have. Also, I pass it from this here, 8 liberation. Sorry, this is the 8 kind of meditation that the Buddha practices, strong concentration. And now we are continuing for our subject. Please.
Mara's former temptation. There was a time, Ananda, when I dwelt at Uruvela on the bank of the Nil.
Sorry, this is now, we are continuing with the conversation because you see that the last time that we were speaking, it was the moment when Ananda came and started to talk to the Buddha. And then the Buddha talked about what the reason of the earthquake, what power I have, what kind of meeting I met, which is not relevant to us. But now it's continued conversation between Buddha and Ananda. Please.
There was a time, Ananda, when I dwelt at Uruvela at the bank of the Niranjara river, at the foot of the Gothar's banyan tree, soon after my supreme enlightenment. And Mara, the evil one, approached me, saying, "Now, O Lord, let the Blessed One come to his final passing away. Let the happy one utterly pass away. The time has come for the parinibbana of the Lord."
Sorry, you see what happened, what the Buddha said to Ananda, that the first time when the Mara come to me and ask me about this, that I will go to parinibbana, it just was the moment that I get enlightened. In the moment that I get enlightened, I was sitting under the Bodhi tree, and then the Amara come and ask me to go into final nirvana. But that time I still didn't have any students, okay? So the Buddha is sharing with Ananda this story that happened, okay? Please.
Then Ananda, I answered Mara, the evil one, saying, "I shall not come to my final passing away, evil one, until my bhikkhus and bhikkhunis, laymen and laywomen, have come to be true disciples, wise, well-disciplined, apt and learned, preservers of the Dhamma, living according to the Dhamma, abiding by appropriate conduct, and having learned the Master's word, are able to expound it, preach it, proclaim it, establish it, reveal it, explain it in detail, and make it clear, until when adverse opinions arise, they shall be able to refute them thoroughly and well, and to preach this convincing and liberating Dhamma. I shall not come to my final passing away, evil one, until this holy life taught by me has become successful, prosperous, far-renowned, popular, and widespread, until it is well proclaimed amongst God and men.
You see, till now, Buddha is sharing with Ananda the story that happened when he was just immediately after he get enlightened. It was 45 years ago. He had the conversation with Mara about this. Okay, and then the Buddha is telling the story what happened today, actually, to Ananda. What happened to him today? Before you come, you hear the earthquake. What actually happened? Okay, please.
And again today, Ananda, at the Kapala shrine, Mara, the evil one, approached me, saying,
"Okay, now I put it in black because actually it's repeating exactly what we was reading together, the conversation between Mara, how Mara come to the Buddha and telling to the Buddha, please go to parinirvana. The Buddha said that same like last time, 45 years ago, Mara came to me and he told me to go to parinirvana. I told him that I will not do it till I have this for assembly. This evening again, Mara came to me and speak to me the same things. Okay, so there is no reason to read it again because we already we was hearing before what the conversation between Mara and the Buddha. So we continue from here.
And in this way, Ananda, today at the Kapala shrine, the Tathagata has renounced his will to live on.
See, because of this conversation that I have with Mara, today I let go my life.
Ananda's appeal. At these words, the Venerable Ananda spoke to the Blessed One, saying, "May the Blessed One remain, O Lord. May the Happy One remain, O Lord."
Now Ananda is, he think, okay, I asked the Buddha to stay, okay? But don't forget, the Buddha already make a speech. So the Buddha cannot change it. Otherwise, it lies. Okay, please.
Throughout the world period, for the welfare and happiness of the multitude, out of compassion for the world, for the benefit, well-being, and happiness of gods and men. And the Blessed One answered, saying, "Enough, Ananda, do not entreat the Tathagata, for the time is past, Ananda, for such an entreaty." But for a second and a third time, the Venerable Ananda said to the Blessed One, "May the Blessed One remain, O Lord. May the Happy One remain, O Lord, throughout the world period, for the welfare and happiness of the multitude, out of compassion for the world, for the benefit, well-being, and happiness of gods and men."
You see, I told you that before, normally the people, if they want to ask from the Buddha something, so they ask 3 times. On the 3rd time, the Buddha will not refuse. But what happened? The Buddha, Ananda asking the Buddha something which he cannot do it. Because he already make a wish. He say 3 times, 3 months I will die. He gives a speech. He cannot already change the mind. Okay, this is a final speech, so he cannot change it. And Ananda pushing him again and again. Yeah, please.
Then the Blessed One said, "Do you have faith, Ananda, in the enlightenment of the Tathagata?" And the Venerable Ananda replied, "Yes, O Lord, I do." "Then how, Ananda, can you persist against the Tathagata even up to the 3rd time?" Then the Venerable Ananda said, "This, O Lord, I have heard and learned from the Blessed One himself, when the Blessed One said to me, 'Whosoever, Ananda, has developed, practiced, employed, strengthened, maintained, scrutinized, and brought to perfection the 4 constituents of physic powers, could, if he so desired, remain throughout a world period or until the end of it.'"
Sorry, Ananda said to the Buddha, but you told me that because you develop the power, you can stay, okay? But even Ananda didn't understand the Buddha. Why he say, "Don't push me, don't push me." And then he say, "Yeah, but you told me that you have a power, you can do it, okay?" Yeah.
The Tathagata, Ananda, has done so. Therefore, the Tathagata could, if he so desired, remain throughout a world period or until the end of it. "And did you believe it, Ananda?" "Yes, O Lord, I did." "Then, Ananda, the fault is yours."
I would tell them, "This is your blame. I give you in so many times, about 20 times or more than this. But you never understood to ask me, what can I do more than this?" The Buddha says to him, "This is your blame. Don't push me." Yeah. Yeah.
"Herein have you failed, inasmuch as you were unable to grasp the plain suggestion, the significant prompting given by the Tathagata, and you did not then entreat the Tathagata to remain. For if you had done so, Ananda, twice, the Tathagata might have declined, but the 3rd time he would have consented. Therefore, Ananda, the fault is yours. Herein have you failed."
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so you see the Buddha, what he said to him, if you ask me 3 times, that time I will do it. But you didn't make it. So now already I make the speech to let go. So cannot change it anymore. Please.
At Rajagaha, Ananda, when dwelling at Vulture's Peak, I spoke to you, saying, "Pleasant Ananda, is Rajagaha. Pleasant is vulture speak. Whosoever Ananda has developed. Therefore the Tathagata could, if he so desired, remain throughout a world period or until the end of it. So also at the Banyan Grove at Roberts Cliff, at the Satipani Cave on the Vibhara Mountain, at the Black Rock of Isigili, at the Serpent's Pool in the cool forest, at the Tapoda Grove, at the Bamboo Grove, in the Squirrels' Feeding Ground, at Jivaka's Mango Grove, at the small nook in the Deer Park, I spoke to you in the same words, saying, Pleasant, Ananda, is Rajagaha, pleasant are these places. Whosoever Ananda has developed. Therefore, the Tathagata could, if he so desired, remain throughout a world period or until the end of it.
See how many times the Buddha said to Ananda, so many times I give you these means, but you never asked me. Yeah.
But you, Ananda, were unable to grasp the plain suggestion, the significant prompting given you by the Tathagata, and you did not entreat the Tathagata to remain. For if you had done so, Ananda, twice the Tathagata might have declined, but the third time he would have consented. Therefore, Ananda, the fault is yours. Herein you have failed. So also at Visali, Ananda, at different times the Tathagata has spoken to you, saying, Pleasant, Ananda, is Visali. Pleasant are the shrines of Udena, Gotamaka, Satambaka, Bahuputta, Sarananda, and Kapala, whosoever Ananda has developed. Therefore the Tathagata could, if he so desired, remain throughout a world period or until the end of it.
Yeah, he reminded Ananda about the last time that he gave him the hint and he didn't grasp on it, okay? That he didn't ask him. Yeah.
But you, Ananda, were unable to grasp the plain suggestions, the significant prompting given you by the Tathagata, and you did not entreat the Tathagata to remain. For if you had done so, Ananda, twice, the Tathagata might have declined, but the third time he would have consented. Therefore, Ananda, the fault is yours. Herein you have failed. Yet, Ananda, have I not thought from the very beginning that with all that is dear and beloved, there must be change, separation, and severance? Of that which
the Buddha said to Ananda, anyway, everything I told you, everything is anicca, everything is impermanent. Everybody, that all the time, we have whatever we have a relative needed by us, we have to separate from them. They will die. They will not stay forever. So why you expect for me not to die? Yeah.
Of that which is born, come into being, is compounded and subject to decay. How can one say, may it not come to dissolution? There can be no such state of things. And of that, Ananda, which the Tathagata has finished with, that which he has relinquished, given up, abandoned, and rejected, his will to live on, the Tathagata's word has been spoken once for all. Before long, the
sorry, one moment. You say, I already speak it one time. Okay? I only want, in the moment that I speak it one time, it's enough, it's final. Yeah.
Before long, the parinibbana of the Tathagata will come about. 3 months hence, the Tathagata will utterly pass away. And that the Tathagata should withdraw his words for the sake of living on, this is an impossibility.
You say, I cannot do it again. You ask me, not possible to change it. When I speak it out, I speak it out. Otherwise, change in the mind is not possible. Okay, this is, you see the speech, the right speech of the person when you spew. Yeah.
The last admonition. So then, Ananda, let us go to the hall of the gabled house and the great forest. And the venerable Ananda replied, so be it, Lord.
Okay. You see, now the Buddha actually is going to this place to announce to the monk about his speech. Because the Buddha, he said to Ananda, but he didn't say to all the monks. So now we tell them, let's go to this in this place and bring the community of the monk. I want to tell them that I'm going to finish, okay? Yeah, please. So that's why I'm skipping. I'm skipping this part because otherwise it will take too long. Sutta, very long sutta. Yeah.
Then the Blessed One said to the bhikkhus, "So, bhikkhus, I exhort you, all compounded things are subject to vanish. Strive with earnestness. The time of the Tathagata's parinibbana is near. 3 months hence the Tathagata will utterly pass away."
You see, till now, the Buddha he just said to Maha and he said to Ananda. But in this moment, the Buddha he formally said to the other monk. It's enough in the moment that he already promised to the Maha. You don't need to say to them. In the moment that he said to the Maha, he said to someone, I'm going to pass away. So, but now he have to expand it, to have to share it with the other monks, something like his teacher, his loyalty to the Sangha. You have to tell to the Sangha about this information, please.
And having spoken these words, the happy one, the master, spoke again, saying, "My years are now full ripe. The lifespan left is short. Departing, I go hence from you, relying on myself alone. Be earnest then, O bhikkhus, be mindful, and of virtue pure. With firm resolve, guard your own mind. Whoso untiringly pursues the Dhamma and the discipline shall go beyond the round of births and make an end of suffering."
You see, he said, that's why he said that this, the Dharma and the Vinaya will be your teacher. You don't need any other teacher. That's what he means again, the island for yourself.
Part 4, the last meal, the elephant's look. Then the Blessed One, getting ready in the forenoon, took bowl and robe and went into Vesali for alms. After the alms round and meal, on his return, he looked upon Vesali with the elephant's look and said to the Venerable Ananda, "This, Ananda, is the last time that the Tathagata will look upon Vesali. Come, Ananda, let us go to Bandagama."
Now you see this moment, we are leaving Vasali and starting to go up. I show you the map, okay? I want to see again. Just show you again. Now the Buddha is starting to make the walk all this way. Next, stop sharing. I go here again. We are going to make, the Buddha is going to make this trip. You see this here. The Buddha is turning, they call it elephant look. He's looking last time to Vasali. He spent many times, here 45 years that he was teaching in Vasali. And then he's starting to walk all this way. You see this way, like I said to you, it's 187 kilometers. He's going all the way to Puba. He's meeting this kind of city. This city, you see, this is in this square. It shows you what in the sutta itself. It's mentioned this kind of villages. Every village like this that the Buddha meet on the way, he teach them Sila Samadhi Panya, the Eightfold Path. Okay, I make it shortcut because okay, the Buddha is going and teaching everywhere that he meet. He teach the people from the Eightfold Path, Sila Samadhi Panya, Sila Samadhi Panya. We go every city like this. He say when you develop virtue, this is give a lot of good fruit to the practice, to the samadhi, concentration. When you develop concentration, give you a lot of fruit for the wisdom, okay? To the panya. So now we come back to our text. This one. Yeah, okay. So this is now we are living Vasali. Now we continue. I will continue this. Okay, you see, this is I told you the Buddha going for virtue give concentration, concentration give wisdom. So everywhere, and then the Buddha said to Ananda, let's go to the next village. Let's go to the next village. Like this, continue, okay? In the way he meet people and he do some conversation with the people and do other things. It's not relevant to our passing away of the Buddha. That's why I escaped it. Okay, it's very interesting stories. But if we just start to talk about them, it will not be about relevant to our talk about the dying of the Buddha. It's, Buddha drink waters and things and that, and talking to other people or whatever. But anyway, we continue from here.
When the Blessed One had stayed at Bhoganagara as long as he pleased, he spoke to the Venerable Ananda, saying, "Come, Ananda, let us go to Pava."
So this is the last village. After he crossed already go up all the way 187 kilometers. So in this moment, it's passed almost all the 3 months. The Buddha, he make a wish in Vasali, another 3 months I'm going to pass away. It means now we are talking about that almost the 3 months finish. Only few days left over to finish the 3 months. And then the Buddha, he asked Ananda, let's go to Pava. This is the last city. Pava, it stay at about 5 miles, 8 kilometers from Kusinara. The Buddha is going to die in Kusinara. Pava, it's a village which is about a little bit more than 8 kilometers from Kusinara. So the Buddha say, let's go to Pava. It's the last city or the village before he's going to Kusinara. Okay, so what happened in Pava?
So be it.
Yeah.
So be it, Lord. And the Blessed One took up his abode at Pava together with a great community of bhikkhus, and stayed in the mango grove of Kunda, who was by family a metal worker. The Buddha's last meal. And Kunda, the metal worker, came to know the Blessed One, they say, has arrived at Pava and is staying in my mango grove. And he went to the Blessed One, and having respectfully greeted him, sat down at one side. And the Blessed One instructed Kunda, the metal worker, in the Dhamma, and roused, edified, and gladdened him. Then Kunda spoke to the Blessed One, saying, "May the Blessed One, O Lord, please accept my invitation for tomorrow's meal, together with the community of bhikkhus." And by his silence, the Blessed One consented.
Okay, you see what happened? That Kunda, he asked the Buddha, please come to eat lunch with your monks in my house. Okay, please.
Sure, then, of the Blessed One's consent, Kunda, the metal worker, rose from his seat, respectfully saluted the Blessed One, and keeping his right side towards him, took his departure. And Kunda, the metal worker, after the night had passed, had choice food, hard and soft, prepared in his abode, together with a quantity of sukara madava.
This is mean some kind of pig, okay? This is very fine pig, or this is very considered to be great food at the time.
And announced it to the Blessed One, saying, "It is time, O Lord, the meal is ready." Thereupon the Blessed One, in the forenoon, having got ready, took bowl and robe, and went with the community of bhikkhus to the house of Kunda, and there sat down on the seat prepared for him, and he spoke to Kunda, saying, "With the sukara madava you have prepared, Kunda, you may serve me. With the other food, hard and soft, you may serve the community of bhikkhus."
You see something, the Buddha, he look at this special food, but he sees something which is not suitable. The food is not suitable to eat. But the Buddha, he promised 3 months finish. Something have to make the body of the Buddha finish. Okay? Now you think he's an enlightened person. The mind of an enlightened person is motivate like functional only. He's not creating any karma. Some people will say, oh, maybe the Buddha suicide because the Buddha is going to eat this food which is not suitable to eat. Okay? But actually, this is something like functional for the right speech, everything for the right speech to be. And we are now only about 1 day before Buddha passed away. We already passed 3 months. We are just the final of these 3 months. Soon the Buddha is, you have only, next day actually he will pass away in the evening. Or the morning. Okay, later we talk about this. But anyway, we are just 1 day or 2 days before passing away of the Buddha. And then the Buddha said to Chanda, you give me to eat it, okay? I am the only one who will eat it. All the other monks, they eat from the other food. They should not touch this food. Yeah.
So be it, Lord. And with the Sukara Madhava prepared by him, he served the Blessed One. And with the other food, hard and soft, he served the community of bhikkhus. Thereafter the Blessed One spoke to Kunda, saying, whatever Kunda is left over of the Sukara Madhava, bury that in a pit. For I do not see in all this world, with its gods, Maras and Brahmas, among the hosts of ascetic and Brahmas, gods and men, anyone who could eat it and entirely digest it except the Tathagata alone.
Okay, you see what happened. Why the Buddha said to him, you bury it very, very, very deep. Because even no animal will come and eat. The Buddha have compassion to all the kind of animals. And if they put it just on the ground, or in the rubbish bin or whatever, maybe dog will come and eat it. Maybe, I don't know, cat, maybe even small animal they eat, they might die from this. But the Buddha say, I am the only one which really can take it. Okay? It's even killing me, but I can take it. Nobody can digest it. So they asked to take it and to bury it under the ground. So even no animal will eat from it. You see how much compassion the Buddha, and think about everybody. Yeah.
And Junda the metal worker answered the Blessed One, saying, so be it, O Lord. And what remained over the Sukara Madhava he buried in a pit. Then he returned to the Blessed One, respectfully greeted him, and sat down at one side. And the Blessed One instructed Junda the metal worker in the Dhamma, and roused, edified, and gladdened him. After this he rose from his seat and departed. And soon after the Blessed One had eaten the meal provided by Junda the metal worker, a dire sickness fell upon him, even dysentery, and he suffered sharp and deadly pains. But the Blessed One endured them mindfully, clearly comprehending and unperturbed.
Okay, you see what happened when, in this moment when he start to eat this food, the stomach of the Buddha start to cut. Okay, he start to bleed, go blood in this. So he became sick, very, very sick. Something like the body start to destroy in this moment. Yeah.
Then the Blessed One spoke to the Venerable Ananda, saying, come, Ananda, let us go to Kusinara. And the Venerable Ananda answered, so be it, Lord.
You see what happened? Now we talk about, let's say, 1 day before. We have distance from Puga to Kusinara, 5 miles. It means about 8 kilometers. That's all. So and Buddha said, let's go now to Kusinara.
When he had eaten Junda's food, I heard, with fortitude, the deadly pains he bore. From the Sukara Madhava, a sore and dreadful sickness came upon the Lord. But nature's pangs he endured. Come, let us go to Kusinara, was his dauntless word.
Okay, now you see here I pointed on the black because this is different things that happen on the way. This is 8 kilometers we talk about it. The Buddha walking with Ananda. There is very interesting things that happen there. The Buddha also washing himself and this. The Buddha stopping on this way more than 25 times. It's only 8 kilometers. I don't know, when people, if they walk, maybe they make it 2 hours, okay? But for the Buddha, it takes 1 day. Which means the Buddha is going to reach Kusinara only in the evening, okay? And during this, he left Kusinara in the morning, Puva in the morning, he reaching to Kusinara in the evening, okay? And this time, he have to stop about more than 25 times. He washing himself, he have to rest, and he meet people or whatever there is. This is very interesting. If you want, you can read it. And clean the water, and this nice story, very, very nice story. But I want to pass because I want to make it faster, not to talk about things which is relevant to us. Even the other things is very, very interesting to read. Please.
And soon after Pukusa of the Mala clan had departed, the Venerable Ananda arranged the set of golden-hued robes, burnished and ready for wear, about the body of the Blessed One. But when he set of robes was arranged upon the body of the Blessed One, it became as though faded, and its splendor dimmed. And the Venerable Ananda said to the Blessed One, "Marvelous it is, O Lord! Most wonderful indeed it is, how clear and radiant the skin of the Tathagata appears. This set of golden-hued robes, burnished and ready for wear, Lord. Now,
okay, woman, you see, this is one man. He made conversation with the Buddha, and then he offered to the Buddha the Buddha these robes, and then the Buddha, he became so something because he's going to die. So his body very, very fine, very beautiful again. Okay.
Lord, now that it is arranged upon the body of the Blessed One, seems to have become faded, its splendor dimmed. It is so, Ananda. There are 2 occasions, Ananda, when the skin of the Tathagata appears exceedingly clear and radiant. Which are these 2? The night, Ananda, when the Tathagata becomes fully enlightened in unsurpassed supreme enlightenment, and the night when the Tathagata comes to his final passing away into the state of Nibbana, in which no element of clinging remains. These, Ananda, are the 2 occasions on which the skin of the Tathagata appears exceedingly clear and radiant.
Tell him already, give him the hint, I'm going to die soon, okay? Yeah.
And now today, in the last watch of this very night, Ananda, in the Malasala Grove, in the vicinity of Kusinara, between 2 sala trees, the Tathagata will come to his parinibbana. So now, Ananda, let us go to the Kakuta river. Clad in Pukusa's gift, the robes of gold, the master's form was radiant to behold.
Okay, already the Buddha said that you see that actually this night, but not this night, tomorrow morning, I will die. You tell them, okay? You tell them that in between the sal tree, I will die. Yeah, announce that next morning he will die. So you see that we are actually 1 day before. Now I passing this because there is this Buddha washing in the on the river. So it's also not relevant to us, and then we come to this.
Relieving Kunda's remorse. Then the Blessed One spoke to the Venerable Ananda, saying, "It may come to pass, Ananda, that someone will cause remorse to Chunda the metal worker, saying, 'It is no gain to you, friend Chunda, but a loss, that it was from you that the Tathagata took his last alms meal, and then came to his end.' Then Ananda wrote..."
Sorry, you see what the Buddha said to Ananda. You see, it might be that people misunderstand. They think actually that Chunda killed me. That because of you, you give him food, wrong food, and you killed the Buddha. So they blame. And then the Buddha said to Ananda, people, they might blame Chunda. So if they will speak like this, you know what to say, okay?
Then Ananda, the remorse of Chunda should be dispelled after this manner. It is a gain to you, friend Chunda, a blessing that the Tathagata took his last alms meal from you and then came to his end. For, friend, face to face with the Blessed One, I have heard and learned. There are two offerings of food which are of equal fruition.
You see how the Buddha, he tells Ananda, if Chunda will be sorry, okay, about what he has done, he kill you, so you don't tell him not only that he didn't kill you, even it's blessed what he has done. He makes something good to the Buddha, okay?
There are two offerings of food which are of equal fruition, of equal outcome, exceeding in grandeur the fruition and result of any other offerings of food. Which two? The one part.
You see what the Buddha said to Ananda? There is actually two kinds of food, which is most high for any food that people give to the Buddha during his life. They are more higher than any kind of offering food that exists. The Buddha said to Ananda. Yeah.
The one partaking of by the Tathagata before becoming fully enlightened in unsurpassed supreme enlightenment.
Sushada offered this food to the Buddha. Sushada, before the Buddha crossed the river and sit under the Bodhi tree and get enlightened, Sushada gave him the food. This was one of them.
And, the one partaken of by the Tathagata before passing into the state of Nibbana in which no element of clinging remains.
This is what Chunda he gave him, okay? When the Buddha before dying, the last food is eaten.
By his deed, the worthy Chunda has accumulated merit, which makes for long life, beauty, well-being, glory, heavenly rebirth, and sovereignty.
The Buddha said to Ananda, tell him that it's not only that he makes something bad, he's not only that he didn't make any bad, he also make merit actually. Yeah.
Thus, Ananda, the remorse of Chunda, the metal worker, should be dispelled. Then the Blessed One, misunderstanding that matter, breathed forth the solemn utterance. Who gives his virtues shall increase. Who is self-curbed, no hatred bears. Whoso is skilled in virtue, evil shuns, and by the rooting out of lust and hate and all delusion comes to be at peace. Part 5. At Kusinara, last place of rest. Then the Blessed One addressed the Venerable Ananda, saying, Come, Ananda, let us cross to the farther bank of Hiranavati and go to the Mala Sala Grove in the vicinity of Kusinara. So be it, Lord. And the Blessed One, together with a large company of bhikkhus, went to the further bank of the river Hiranavati, to the Sala Grove of the Malas, in the vicinity of Kusinara. And there he spoke to the Venerable Ananda, saying, Please, Ananda, prepare for me a couch between the twin Sala trees.
Okay. So I think we will now, it's already, we reach about 1 hour, but I only want to show you some picture, and then we finish with this, and then next week we will continue, okay? Otherwise you get too much exhausted from this talk. And then I just want to share with you, the Buddha is now reaching to Kusinara. He lay down on the Sala tree, and in between the two Sala tree, and then okay, you see, this is the statue inside what Ashoka built. You see, the Buddha is laying down. The head is going to the north. Okay, there is difference between this statue presenting to the presenting of Buddha when the Buddha is laying down or sleeping meditation. And so this Buddha, there is this kind of statue, there is different a little bit. By the end, by the head, or something like this. Then you see, this is the stupa itself from outside. Ashoka, he built it. He built also like a monastery, like a monastery for the temple for monks. The time, so the monk can live here. Inside this inside, the Buddha is laying down. Okay, and what more? This is another map. Okay, so this is. Okay, so this is actually now we are here. So you see that the Buddha, our story starts from Vasali, the Buddha walking all this way, reach to Pava. Pava is eating. You can see, you can see, follow. And then from here you have 8 kilometers, more than 25 times the Buddha is is sitting and laying down and resting on the way and washing himself. I think 2 times he was washing himself. And then he reached to Kusinaga. Kusinaga is laying down in between 2 sal trees. And then there is the way how the last instructions that the Buddha give, and how they make the cremation and explanation about how to cremate the body and all these things. But I think we keep this continue. What happened in the moment, how the Buddha dying and all these things for the next week. Okay, otherwise it will be too much. You see, this long story, very interesting, a lot of details there. Very interesting details also about before, some story about before things belong to our life. Okay, how to manage community, how to other things. So it's also been mentioned in the sutta. Anyone have question? Feel far or want to know something?
A simple question. Yeah. Because maybe I make mistake. The monks, they are after הם אחרי raining season, נכון?
What do you mean the monks?
When he said he separated from the monks before the 187 kilometers,
yeah,
he just told them to spread away. He didn't tell them to stay in one place 3 months again.
Yeah, he told them in this moment the Buddha he just reached nearby Vasalgi. Okay, this comes to be nearby the time of the rainy season. Okay, so the Buddha tell the monks, you go to look for place where because many people, many monks were with them. Go and look for place where to spend the time for the rainy season. Huh?
But rainy season.
The Buddha himself, they go and stay in one place. Okay, and when finish the rainy season, the monk then meet again. They can travel again. Now we are talking about the time after the rainy season finish.
So the Buddha is not walking on the rainy season.
No. We are talking about. That's why I said that the rainy season finish on October. Huh?
Yes.
But now we are talking about February. The Buddha living Maha-parinibbana, it's about February. It means that our story continue from February time. On the full moon. This is the time when Mara come to him and the Buddha say, I let go my life. It's in Maha-parinibbana, which means the full moon of February. And the Vasa finish on October. It means 3 months, about 3 or 4 months before.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good. So we will pay respect again to the Buddha. And then, like I said, next week, we will continue for this place where we just finished now. This is the time that the Buddha is laying down and what happened, how we die, and how they cremate the body and what they do with their relics. Aham sama sambuddho bhagava Buddham bhagavantam abhivade Savakato bhagavata dhammo dhamman navasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sankarmam. Thank you. By the way, today we was chanting Anicca Vata Sankara Upatavayata Mino Pachitavani Vajenti Samupasamo Sukho. This part, it's part of our sutta. That's why I choose it. Okay. Besides, this is belong to the next week that we are going to talk. There we mention about when this spoken. Anicca, everything is anicca, impermanent. Only nirvana is the ultimate happiness. It's been said. It will say next week. Okay, I will mention where it's take from. Thank you. Good night.